Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this Superliminal Films, Superliminal Games YouTube MTG Arena video. I am Dan. That was a really long title, and it's been a couple since I've been in front of you. Why am I in front of you tonight, you ask? Well, I'm going to play a little Temur Adventures for you, a little ladder Temur Adventures. I will admit, I have not played a lot of this deck, but when you can do my three favorite colors in Magic, Fae of Wishes, things of that nature, you better believe I'm absolutely going to get involved. That's stuff like Bone Crusher Giant in here, Love Struck Beast, Innkeeper Lucky Clover, all your adventure friends, and Fae of Wishes for a crazy sideboard with more unique cards in it than I've seen in a very, very, very long time. So let's get on the ladder and play a little. I'm playing Temur Reclamation, so we'll pop over to Temur Adventures. Like I said, favorite color combination, which you can probably tell based on that. I'm an Izzet Mage who also likes green. What can I say? See what Evil Jack has to say for themselves here. Okay, we're on the play. We got turn 1 Innkeeper, turn 2 Clover, turn 3 Beast. I mean, what can I say? No. Innkeeper. There we go. Yep, we'll just keep taking the hit here. Not going to bother with Heart's Desire on the Beast. Just going to cast the Beast for value on turn 3, especially because our opponent is going tap land, and we have a 1/1 human there. So we have the 1/1 that we need for the Beast. We'll go there, play that, draw our card for maximum value, bop our opponent for 1. Get to play another Clover next turn, seems pretty cool. Alright, opponent's got Legion Warboss. Fortunately, that has to attack, and our 5/5 has to block. Okay, we got a Beanstalk Giant. I mean, I'm not going to get super greedy with this. Just going to, get 2 lands out. Gonna go get a forest and an island, and play our Lucky Clover, our other Lucky Clover, and attack with a Love Struck Beast. I mean, just got a little adventure sub-theme going on here, opponent. It's fine. Yep, you're going to attack me for 4, probably. Yep, no blocks. You got it, opponent. I mean, just going to cast this Beanstalk Giant as a 7/7 and draw a card. And attack with a 5/5 again. Yep. And we can't buy a basket there. Finally is a Fae of Wishes. Alright, we're going to attack for 13 here. Opponent's Goblin Token, little Goblin Token roadblock there, but, we'll take it. Change our fox's color here. I like the red fox. We'll stay with the red fox. I feel like we have literally the world is our oyster here on next turn, considering we're going to get... No. Well, we were going to get our wish granted 3 times, so kind of didn't matter there, but... Alright, well, let's run that back. This deck's really cool. It's very powerful. It is probably the best toolbox deck I've seen in Standard in a very long time, which, as somebody who remembers the original Mystical Teachings deck many, many, many years ago, the idea of a toolbox deck in Standard is very cool to me. Alright, we go first. We can play a Breeding Pool tapped. We can play an island, get Brazen Borrower if we want to use Petty Theft. We get Fertile Footsteps going, we can get the mountain for a Bone Crusher Giant. I like it. I like all these adventures. Okay, blue-red out of the opponent. Probably also a Temur deck. Okay, opponent doing nothing. Concerns me they might have a counterspell a little bit, but see if they want to counter a Beanstalk Giant. They don't want to or they can't. Get a mountain to develop here. Let them opt. This mountain allows us to have Bone Crusher Giant and Brazen Borrower up next turn, specifically Stomp and Petty Theft up next turn on their turn, both of which are very powerful spells that will then leave us creatures on an adventure, which is also cool. Okay, notably here, our opponent does have 3 mana, so I'm just going to pass and see what they do, because they have Mystical Dispute mana, and I'd rather them waste a turn where they did nothing on their own turn. So we'll see what we can get out of that. We're going to try to flash in a Brazen Borrower here since we have 2. Because if we can start applying pressure with that, great. That feels great. All right, we're gonna swing in here. And then we will try to Fertile Footsteps. So we need to get more land. We are choking on land. Opposite problem that we had in the last game, I know, but we are choking on land here. Still not entirely certain what our opponent's doing, in that they have played 1 spell and some pretty generic lands. So, see what we got there. That still lets us leave up Bone Crusher Giant, specifically again Stomp. If our opponent wants to do anything like a small creature, they have one of their own, is also fine. Let them stomp that out. If they want to tap down relatively low, I'm going to go ahead and stomp them and end a turn, see if we can bring out a bait counterspell here. They didn't fall for it. Not that that's overly surprising. So I want to escape to the wilds here, but again, our opponent on 5 land. I'm just going to make a 1/1, or try to. Okay, that worked, and then I'm going to make a Lovestruck Beast, which will again allow us to leave up Petty Theft if they want to commit something to the board. And we're playing pretty tightly around opponent having counterspells, but they have Ionize, so I'm still going to leave up Petty Theft. Now, opponent has a lot they got to respect here in our adventure side of things, so yeah, they might not want to tap down far. Play that tapped. And what we're probably going to do is try to run the same gamut we ran last turn. Cast Heart's Desire, and then try to cast the ensuing Lovestruck Beast. Because eventually we will get to start casting these Beanstalk Giants, the Bone Crusher Giant. You know, we can really start making them have counterspells, just run them out of cards, and then refill on Escape to the Wilds. Okay, they had another Ionize. That's fair. So now instead we'll play our Bone Crusher Giant. See if they want to take 2 to deal with that. Alright, they do. Scorching Dragonfire, that seems fine. Gets exiled. We are running them down out of cards in their hand, and they've taken a bunch of damage to do so. So, hopefully. Okay, Gadwick is going to refill their hand quite a bit. So they're going to draw 4, 5, 6. Bouncing Gadwick back to their hand would put them up to 7 and let them draw more cards later, so I don't want to do that, but they did tap out for it. 6 cards in their hand. That is going to allow us to cast Escape to the Wilds. This Lucky Clover. And these 2 lands, which we are going to take 4 for, so that we can kill this Gadwick. I mean, that was a pretty dang great Escape to the Wilds, if I do say so myself. That was a lot of fun. We got to kill a Gadwick, who was a big boy. We are going to get to play a Great Henge next turn. I get to play a Beanstalk Giant, then a Great Henge, which is going to let us start gaining life. Not that that's a huge concern, but it will be a concern, especially because our opponent, for all we know, is building towards just a natural expansion explosion, not a reclamation style expansion explosion. So I'm going to go ahead. Well, I'm going to go ahead and attack first. I'm going to try to cast a 10/10. Alright, opponent. Now answer this. It's just going to keep getting bigger, and you know I got another one. Okay, that's fine. We'll let him have a Brineborn Cutthroat. Probably have Counterspell here still. Yep, the third of 4 Ionize. Seems annoying, man. So we'll just put a Bonecrusher Giant into play, or try to, and pass it up. Okay, opponent. Scorching Dragonfire. They're just... Opponent's playing a lot of the same songs here. Opponent's playing a lot of the same songs. You know, if we look at their 3 Ionize, 2 Scorching Dragonfire. Opponent has cast a lot of spells, but not a lot of... Or, sorry, a lot of the same spells, but not a lot of spells. We are going to go to 6, which is annoying. We're going to hope that our opponent does not have multiple counterspells in hand. Though if they commit another creature to the board here, which would be the best, we can Brazen Borrow both of their creatures back. Unless that creature's Cutthroat, in which case we really don't want to take the extra 2 damage. Come on, opponent. Another nearly tap out Gadwick. So I am actually going to bounce both of these back to their hand. We're going to start with Brineborn Cutthroat. Bounce Gadwick back as well. And we'll go and try to cast this Beanstalk Giant. If they want to recast their Brineborn Cutthroat, that's fine. No, they had a Quench. Well, that's just annoying. Well, we'll hit them for 1. We may have to just try to hardcast this Great Henge, though the amount of cards opponent has drawn this game, I don't necessarily know if we're going to get too much of a chance to do that. But just to start gaining 2 life a turn, we might have to do that. Great Henge is a stupid, silly Magic card that does things that Magic cards shouldn't do. But I cast it in a lot of different formats, so shrugs, I guess. Okay, well, we'll start by actually trying to cast this Beanstalk Giant. Sorry, cast Fertile Footsteps, double it, and then try to cast the Beanstalk Giant. You got it, opponent. Okay, another Brimeboard Cutthroat. Okay, we're just going to hardcast this Great Henge and gain 2 life. I mean, we've certainly asked for a lot of counterspells out of our opponent. And it's still not going to be enough. Because they had the opt. Oh, come on, opponent. I'm dead on board. Don't do anything fancy or stupid. Just attack. I block here. I take 8. Gotta get the still had all these, didn't you, opponent? Wow. Yep. Had to get the still had all these. Got it, opponent. Congratulations. You had counterspells when it mattered. Ooh. Devour Memory Style. That's cool. We'll try another one. What would be our 15th win of the week, so that'd be kind of cool. Well, this is a completely different hand. Gonna take a little damage in the first turn to cast the Heart's Desire, then play a Mountain, Let Us Leave Up Stomp. That seems good. This looks like a completely different deck. We'll give this opponent a hello. Boop, 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 boop. We got it back. Nice. Let's be polite to our opponents. Okay, black and blue. Probably some more counter spells to be expected here. I just wonder what these counterspell-based decks do in a world where 3 Fairy is still like a real Magic card. But struggles, I guess. I'm not playing it, so I can't punish him. Oh, hey. An untapped land. Now we can cast Stomp without having to take damage to do it, and then cast the Lovestruck Beast still without having to take damage. Well, Thought Erasure. We'll hit him for 2 anyway. They probably take the other Bone Crusher here, which is fine. Sort of made the decision for them. If I'm them, I'm taking this Escape to the Wilds, but yeah, they took the Bone Crusher Giant. I feel like the Escape to the Wilds is probably an even better hit there, but we'll take the Thought Erasure, taking out the Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, get a land out of the way. And hey, we drew another one. Go ahead and play that. Play that. Pop them for 1. Yep, there's the Teferi, as suspected. So the thing is, if they bounce the Lovestruck Beast, which would be great, or actually when they bounce that, what they don't know is about our Bone Crusher Giant. Bone Crushers don't be knowing about my Giant. Really have no idea why I didn't play that Stomping Ground there. That is just a complete punt. If we were on stream, I'd say to increment the punt counter. Bang, punt, because that was a punt. But it got its Teferi off the board, so I'll take it. Okay, we got Esper Hero involved here. Gonna have that enter tapped. Gonna play an Edgeable Innkeeper. Gonna play a Bone Crusher Giant. Draw a card. And attack for 5. Oh, opponent. If only you knew. Oop, didn't mean to hit that. Okay, Oath of Kaya. Gotta make themselves a 1/1. Gotta pop our Bone Crusher and take 2 to do it. And I'm gonna cast this Escape to the Wilds. Gonna play a Temple of Mystery. Get that out the way. Gonna play a Temple of Epiphany. Get that out the way. Now we'll see what our opponent has. Next turn, we get to play Lucky Clover and Fae of Wishes twice, which is very cool. Well, again, granted. We'll get our wishes granted twice. Should use the name of the adventure, not the creature it's attached to. They are separate spells. Yeah, you got it, opponent. I'll put that into play tapped. Play a Lucky Clover. And grant some wishes. Okay, what are we looking for here? Let's take a look at the battlefield. Well, Storm's Wrath seems pretty good. Once and Future doesn't necessarily do much here. Neither do the counterspells or the Gust. So I'm thinking it's probably, well, Chandra, actually, because we can wipe off their board. And with the copy, I think we can just get Storm's Wrath. That way they kind of know they're a little stuffed there. Esper Hero's a cool deck. Played a lot of it in pre-rotation standard, but this is the first time I've seen it since rotation. I feel like the Temple of Deceit really helps the mana. Actually, Temple of Enlightenment probably helps the mana as well. You know, it's not as good as lands that come in untapped, but... Okay, opponent, what do you got? You want to bounce my beast? Cool. Yep, I'll take 3 there all day long. Because I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this twice. We'll have our Heart's Desire fulfilled twice. And then I'm going to do this once. And they don't even know I have another Fae of Wishes. Okay, Atris. Well, I mean, yeah, there you go. Give them the face up, face down. They took the face down card. Okay. Chandra here. Give him the emblem. Give him the old emblem. Move to attack with a 5/5. Oh, really? We'll just end our turn because we have Brazen Borrower. Can also tick down Chandra to wipe their board again if we need to. Okay, Dream Trawler. Well, that's a real magic card. Okay, now we need to actually navigate this. This is now difficult. We start by trawling their dreams. Yep. That's just going to do it because we take that up. Yeah, they did the math too. 7 and 2 is 9. All right. Well, I think that's probably a good place to call it. 2 wins and a loss. Pretty good depiction of what the deck is capable of doing. You know, it's a cool thing that it's got such a crazy sideboard. I love a sideboard that's a bunch of 1-ofs and 2-ofs and stuff. I love being able to go into the sideboard to get cards. Like everything this deck is doing. I don't know why I haven't been playing more of it, I'll be honest, because everything this deck is doing is right up my alley. But if you like what you're seeing, please make sure you check us out. It's www.superliminalfilms.com. Also, directly below this video, you can subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. You can like it if you're not already liking this video. You haven't already liked this video. Leave us a comment. The YouTube algorithm, engage with the algorithm. The algorithm is what lets other people discover our videos. That's where people are going to see them in their suggestions. When you engage with the videos, that's better for us. But until the next time I see you, bye everybody.